What's up, everybody? Time for another GasGas video. Switching gears after my Ducati day. Just had my Ducati track day, so watch for some new V2 videos coming soon. I'm hitting the track in July and just had our prep meeting. But before that, GasGas. Going to mess today with my gear lever settings. Basically, for anyone who watched my first off-road video, first day I rode my Tech 7 boots was a bit of a disaster because I didn't set them up in advance. I've been riding with my street boots, and these are maybe the most comfortable boots in the world. If you don't have SMX or the new versions of these Alpinetars, they are so good. I ride with them almost every day. The challenge being, look how skinny they are compared to these Tech 7s. So on this boot, super flexible, pops right in there. Feels honestly a lot like I'm on my street bike. But the Tech 7s are super stiff, of course. And this is the Enduro sole with a super thick sole. Look at the crazy angle I would have to put my knee at. Near impossible to shift gears. And so I was honestly just clicking it from the side and just basically touching it to get it to shift. And so today, goal is get in here, change my lever position. Should be ideally, for most accounts, like a straight line. So I've probably got an inch or two there to raise that up to even get comfortable. And so let's see what we can do with this. And you know, this is very basic stuff for a lot of people, but I'm new to these bikes, and so first time thought I'd make a video. And before I begin, here is your factory toolkit. And I always like to go here before I do something I haven't done before and just see if the tools that are provided in my kit are enough to do the work I want to do. So this is literally Torx nut, and I've only just started to mess with this. I was just checking for size, and look how loose this is. It's basically just hand loose. I checked the spec on this, and I'll drop in the instructions and the specs into this video. This should be 14 Newton meters, so it's going to be easy to come off, adjust my position, and then get a reset. All right, so literally one bolt, and it does have a washer behind. So we're going to loosen this off, get in here, and then this should be slotted underneath so that your gear shift has positions. Pull this off. You just want to watch that you don't lose that washer. There we go. There's actually two washers in there. And our gear lever will come right out. And this, you can see how the spine is here. See how close I can get to my camera. Let's get that to focus. So those spine ridges, you'll be able to adjust your position. And like I said, what I want to try is going pretty level with my pedal, with my, yeah. So here, if I'm in a neutral position on the bike, my foot will probably be back here more on the ball of my foot. I don't want to be hitting my lever, but when I want to click in, it's already a much more gentle angle than what I had. And the same for stepping down. Ideally, you should be able to stand on your foot peg and click down without having to reach over. Sometimes if your lever is too high, you're just stomping on it, but you've got your foot off your foot peg. So looks pretty good for me. I'm gonna try that as a setting and maybe give it a quick spin and sit on the bike, see how it feels. All right. Now for anyone who hasn't watched for a while, my son Jack is a mechanic. He actually has access to a torque wrench, and so we're gonna get the right torque spec on this. Get that to 14 Newton meters. So confessions of the Tech 7. I like my boots really tight, but
I need to be a little bit careful to make sure they're still flexible enough to shift. So I'll try not to do too crazy tight. And I might even loosen them off a little bit for my first ride.
One boot rider.
That's pretty natural, but still feels a little bit tight. Much better though.
I run that too. Super easy contact, so much better. I don't know if that's a police car. So between my novice Moto Enduro boot technique and wanting this just to be simpler, I've gone ahead and lifted this, put 2 more clicks higher, and I'm going to run that one time and see if that just makes it easier. I can tell when I'm shifting into second, I'm not quite getting there because I'm hitting neutral sometimes. And so we'll try this with a little bit of a positive angle and see how that feels. Of course, trial and error. I think I went a little bit too high, so we'll settle for somewhere right in the middle, I think. Keep trying. So here's where I was. There's not an infinite number of settings here, so I'm just feeling the thread and going down 1 click. And so that's pretty close where I started. But definitely on the downshift, I had to take my foot right off the peg to downshift, and I don't really want that. So let's try this and see if I can just learn. You know, I haven't spent enough time on the bike yet to say I know the best way. But probably best advice from everybody is relatively flat here. And then wear my boots a little bit looser so they're just more comfortable. Let's try that. Look the same or better? That was a little trial and error, but what a subtle difference. I kind of went 2 spaces higher and then came back down 1. It seems to be right on. Didn't hit neutral, and that's my nemesis. Just go to first. And go down, I can go down without taking my boot off my foot peg. Way better. Nice. So I guess the experts kind of know what they're talking about. I went back and forth. It was way too low setting to start with because my boots are so stiff. But two things, I loosened up my boots just so they're more flexible. And then I came back pretty level. I might be a tiny bit positive on this side, but much smoother. When it was too high, I had to take my foot off to shift down, but I was also hitting neutral in between first and second, and that could be the bike or that could be me. As is, much better. So if you're having any trouble with your boots and your shifting position, maybe try that and mix it up and just leave more room for your boot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Cheers. Next up, spotted my new heat guard there. I've got some luggage. So let's hook up some luggage on the next video and see what we can do to get my kit set up.